Oh my goodness. You're muted, Shad. This is outstanding. Just hit it again. Just hit it again. Yeah, just start now and you're good. We'll edit this out. It's recorded.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Oh, wow. Okay, anyways. I know. Damn, bro. All right.
One more time. Fill it up again. We'll edit it out. It's recorded.
Yeah, I said salutations. This your boy Shy Talks Grabs, and we back with another installment of Sunday Spotlight, where we spotlight everything in the world of professional wrestling. If you know, you know. This is a little bit of a blooper. Some, don't worry about that. We here right now. Ben gonna edit this. But we're here, man. It's Friday night, but we are here to talk about what happened this week in pro wrestling, and we got a full cast here. First and foremost, we're going to start with the Queen of Wrestling Republic out in the New York City. Football teams ain't playing too well, but we do have Megan.
Hey guys. Yeah, that blooper almost took me out, but I'm happy to be here as usual. I'm with some of my most favorite people in the world, and can't wait to get into these topics because we got some good topics tonight. So I'm excited.
For sure. And yeah, that blooper kind of crazy. I don't know why. I thought my joint was unmuted, but that's neither here or there. We also got to go out to the Midwest. Organized religion, you can feel some type of way, but if you want to find something to believe in, my dog got you, man. How you doing, Driz?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe it is, your boy Dryzzy, the wrestling plug. If you don't know what you want to watch, I got you. Oh, I ain't got nothing extra today. I'm a little. It's Friday. This is a Sunday night show, but I'm lit on a Friday night.
For sure. Nah, I'm dead tired, low key, man. Like I said, this is gonna be the last episode in the apartment. Next week y'all will see a different setup. I feel like every episode gets a little bit more empty.
To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
I'm getting out this manasshole, as I like to call it. Last but not least,
Mansion?
No, man, that's the jet. Clark, what up, man?
Oh, sorry, I'm here. Out on the West Coast. I don't know what blooper you're talking about, because by the time this thing reaches the audience, our great tech team over at WR will have that edited out. We'll be dialed. I'm stoked about it here on not a Sunday, but it'll be a Sunday by the time you all watch it. Most importantly, it's Shoddy's last show from the crib. We're going to have to get the MTV cribs of the new spot. He's moving into the wicked new spot. This is nostalgic for me, to say the least. I've done thousands of shows with Shad sitting in front of the same door, the same counter, all of it. I don't know how I'm going to handle it, but I do know the next time I see him, he'll be in the Thug's mansion.
Dog, y'all trying to send me to like Sky Daddy, bro? What's up with y'all, man?
No. The Thug's mansion's in heaven, but like heaven in real life. Don't overthink it. Now you're overthinking the.
I'll stay with Tupac, bro.
You're overthinking
it. Not going, bro.
You're going too sky high. Sorry, not to quote.
I'm going to a place called Haymarket, Virginia. It's a little nicer. It's a lot nicer than where I live now, because I live in the hood, bro. There's a lot of, you hear ambulances and police sirens sometimes while I'm doing the dailies, and it's like in the middle of the day. Like, what we doing over here, man? Anyways, let's start with the show, man. That was a pretty.
Let's say we did get an ambulance on the daily on Thursday.
Yeah, we really did. But let's start with the show, man, and let's start with our first topic at hand. Tony Khan. He had the Twitter machine going a little crazy this past week because he had a interview with the good folks at CHGO Wrestling Podcast, and man, a question came up, and I'm not gonna lie to you. In Tony Khan fashion, at times, the answer was hella awkward. A lot of ways you can interpret it, but I gotta hear what Megan, I want you to break it down first and foremost because this is your spotlight topic.
Yes.
But I also, more importantly, want to hear what you got to say about what he said too.
All right. Tony could have easily left it at what he said, which is some of the best wrestlers in AEW, you know, are the people that they have mentioned. Leave it at that. But in Tony's manner, in Tony's, it wouldn't have been, it would have not have been a stranger moment had Tony not said something or put his foot in his mouth. This is his memo. He always does this. And so Tony decided to say that some of the best or top black wrestlers in the world is in AEW in front of a black man. And I think the most disappointing part of it is that this man did not make him explain that phrase, explain what he meant by that, because Tony has had a lot and still currently do have a lot of great black wrestlers that he has no way of promoting or pushing up. And I know this year has been a good year for the likes of Swerve becoming the first black AEW champion, or Private Party winning their first tag team titles since being in the company, or even Mercedes Moné, who has been walking around with the same two belts for the last 7 months. Despite that, you have had plenty of black wrestlers who have not gotten treated as well as their white counterparts on this program. The likes of a Keith Lee, the likes of a Ricky Starks, who has been off of TV since March, a Queen Eminata, Red Velvet, Kira Hogan, Shane Taylor, just some people to name.
Big Swole.
So for him to sit up there, proud as a peacock, saying that he now has some of the top best black wrestlers in the world because he has recently signed the likes of Bobby Lashley, MVP, Sheldon, and we can even add Ricochet to the mix, is ridiculous. Because you didn't have any part in making those men the best. We know them for their time, not only in WWE, but in other promotions as well, Tony. You can take no credit in their popularity, the loyalty of their fans. They were pre-made, they were established before they came to AEW. So, you know, I'm gonna end this rant, but I thought it was a very I thought it was irresponsible, per usual, of Tony to say something without having it fact checked or even run it past a publicist, to know if that would help or hurt you. Maybe you shouldn't say these things. So, you know, I hope he treats these men well. I hope that their careers and legacies continue to flourish under their AEW contracts. And you know, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that topic. That topic had me hot, y'all. Like I'm telling you,
Yeah,
like I think Tony he's too focused on looking the opposite of
Hmm.
whatever
It's a
narratives WWE has.
perception. It's a
He's
perception
too
thing with
focused
him.
on it. He's way too focused on it. And it's like, we did not forget what Triple H said. We still hang that over his head. We still hang over the things that he has done during his wrestling career. Every once in a while, they're bringing it up. The same pictures will come up, of him dressing like The Rock. Like these things continue to come up. So we haven't given Triple H a pass to the point where, we have forgotten the questionable things that he have said and done. And I think that's what Tony seems to think that we have, which we haven't. But at the same time, as a man of color, that is the one thing that Triple H is not. You know, you
Yeah,
haven't done any better. You haven't done any. No, I wouldn't say that. But what I would say is you are in the same position as him when it comes down to that. You are no greater than he is. You have to do
no,
better. Both
yeah,
companies have to do better.
and you know what? I think you kind of hit it right on the dot with that too. I think to me, it comes off disingenuous when you say stuff like that because the 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 goal in life is for all of us as people to have a fair, even playing field in what we do, right? And of course,
Right.
just how society, especially in America, and I'm speaking as a brown man, a guy whose parents came from a different country, gone through everything, gone through racism throughout my entire childhood, being Muslim, post 9/11 and all of that too. Um, and sometimes it ain't. You don't. It is a lot harder, especially for people of color, black talent in the world of pro wrestling. And I thought the question that was asked to him by the interviewer was more of not even really a question, but more so like, hey, I as a black man who's a fan of black wrestlers, I appreciate that you're giving a lot of these people showcases. How do you feel, about the talent and stuff like that? And it became more of a yeah. You're right. I did do that. Like I got the best people. It comes off weird. It was a very weird response.
It's it
Go ahead.
sounds possessive. It sounds
Mm-hmm.
possessive, like you own them. And one thing we definitely don't do too well with is this whole ownership concept of shit.
Right.
Uh, I'm trying to
Yes,
find the
sir.
best way to not let it come out as a anger rant, but
Right.
I've never been a fan of Tony Khan in the way that he approaches certain things when it comes to black superstars. And I'm gonna read the exact quote. The exact quote was, "Most of the top black wrestlers in the world are in AEW." When you say things like that, it's like an automatic discredit to the other black wrestlers, all the way from in WWE to TNA, Indies, all of it, because they don't sit there and compare each other like that. When they see each other, it's all love at all times. So why do you have to sit there and put that label? Like, no, I have all the best stuff here. Everything else is just second best. Like, I absolutely hate that aspect of it. I don't know if I can
Yeah.
say it. I don't know if I can say it any other way without it sounding without cussing, basically. So
Right.
Nah, man. It is. It's in like
it's
fair criticism towards him, bro. Like you said, I think possessiveness is kind of the way I would put it. And it comes off like what I said on Twitter, and y'all can follow me on ArcDMV703. I don't really give a shit what I say on Twitter, bro. I go as
Right.
cutthroat as I can. I say he sound like Donald Trump. He sound like Joe Biden. he sounded like he's trying to win a vote and trying to get his
Yeah.
perception for it rather than actually, caring about the main thing. And the thing is this, I don't even think people like, I think you said it best. It's this whole vendetta he got with the WWE where
Right.
like if anything is an open avenue for where it looks in the brighter light for him compared to the WWE, he gonna try to shine that off. And I said it off air before here. That time frame when he was on the NFL Network and he was talking about AEW versus WWE, and he said we are the best wrestling company and they're the Harvey Weinstein of professional wrestling. Obviously, with everything that has come across with the Vince McMahon,
Right.
court stuff and allegations and whatnot, and it's just like, yo, bro, like that's some real stuff that people went through, and you're trying to like flex it, like, yo, we don't have this going on here. Like, nah, like I get it. I'm happy that it's a safer place or a safe place in AEW and stuff like that doesn't happen. That's what every work environment should be. But like you doing stuff like that, it's like poking fun at some real serious life stuff going on, and it ain't cool.
You're only and it really makes it like you said, it's very disingenuous, and you're only doing it to look better. You're not doing it out of making things better for wrestlers as a whole. Because if that was the case, you'd give Big Swole the apology she deserves when she
Yep.
gave you honest
Yep.
criticism.
Yep.
It wasn't no, and there was no malice behind it at all. It was complete and honest criticism. Like if you don't,
He disrespected that woman so
uh,
hard, bro.
for those who aren't aware of it, about 2021 maybe, Big Swole left the company, and basically he said she left with in her exit interview. The way that everything kind of run, long story short, is if you are a creative person and you have ideas, you're most likely going to get those on TV. But if you're not those who aren't an ideal person, it just kind of lets you sit in the back and you're in catering basically. Doesn't
Mm.
really. And when she said that, he went on to say, "Well, you're not the best wrestler anyway, and we don't need you." But just shit like that,
Right.
which is completely you tell me you can't take criticism without telling me you can't take criticism, basically.
Criticism. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was it's honest criticism that anybody should be able to give to their boss. Like, hey, you need to look at these things to make your business better. She gave you a here, this will help you. And no, you don't want to do that. You want to double down on what you're doing. You want to sit there and discredit her, sit there and make her look like this asshole, and she's not.
And a lot of what you saying is like exactly to the point where like Megan just named, as many successful people on the roster that are black. There's also a handful of people that are not having success on the roster that are black, right? So it's like it ain't like every single black superstar that he says is the best in the world per his words, right? It's
And you,
thriving,
and you know what?
right?
And it's
Right.
also kind of a slap in
And
the
that's
face
not
for
on the
them to
talent, by
run
the
on
way,
TV.
too. That's on the booking.
No, and that's why I wanted to be clear that, which is why I said you cannot take credit for who you now have, who you recently signed when it comes down to Bobby. He was established. And let it be clear
Yeah.
that if Bobby and
It's the
MVP
same
and
faction of
Ricochet, if
WWE,
they,
just in AEW.
yeah, and if they have gotten what they wanted out of Triple H, I 100% guarantee they will still be WWE
He said
superstars.
that.
So you cannot
Bobby
win.
said that in the interview this past week too. He said he
I mean,
didn't want to leave WWE. They didn't want to
No,
keep him. Go
he.
ahead, Clark.
So you really did not win. You didn't.
even then, it's just such a dumb thing to say. Like, what in the, like, what, who in the world do you think you're helping by saying that? Like,
Himself.
honestly, the proof is going to be in the freaking pudding. And it's not even my place when it comes to this conversation. Generally speaking, right? Like, but what are you doing? Like, what?
Yeah.
That it's stupid because it also devalues the great work of the black stars that we've seen in the company by laying that silly blanket over it with that quote. Like, what in the hell are you doing? And not just what in the hell are you doing, but like it because it's not even about WWE or AEW anymore, right? There was criticism about the way that the Hurt Business was booked. And now you're trying to say, I'm going to do it better. And look, it's already better. But it's exactly what Drizzy said. It's exactly what you said, Megan.
Right.
That blanket. So what now? Right? Like, yeah, makes me sick to my stomach.
And last thing for me on it, it's a decisive statement, to be honest with you, because you're pinning it as like, I got the best black superstars here. That, like, nah, bro, like, no, especially like, being in like online spaces and whatnot. Obviously, shout outs to Nah. Like, it's so dope. Like a lot of like the community just rocks with each other and supports each other and stuff like that. When you try to like say I got the best ones over here, like you're like making it seem like, yeah, like you said, it's possessive. Is these are my like, AW, you're the best. You're not an AW, you're not type of good. Like, nah, everybody's good in any
It's
It's
space.
even, but
it's
it's even a slap in the face to the people that are there.
That's true too.
that
Yeah,
The Shane
it's
Taylor,
awkward. It's
that
awkward for
that
him
whole
too.
group, that group is not on TV.
Not at
They're
all.
behind a
that's what I'm
paywall
saying.
that they don't even advertise like that.
That's what
Hmm
I'm saying. You know, and
Lee,
and
Lee, Mo-
and
Lee Moriarty, EJ and Doku. Like, bro, been
Um,
signed for a year.
Christina,
Fedora.
For a year.
Yeah,
Christina,
yeah,
like that's a
yeah.
slap to all of them. That's a slap to all of their faces because when you say stuff like that, you know exactly who they're talking about. Thankfully, they
Hmm
don't sit there and see each other like that. But
Yeah,
when you sit there and it's like adding fire to a fuel because you know those trolls on Twitter are looking for shit to go off about, and
Yes.
it's what they do. They sit there and spread the propaganda and everything, and propaganda is louder than the truth.
the
That's true.
tribalistic trolls are the worst people on Twitter because they use a quote like that for whatever agenda they're gonna do, but it's some lame duck stuff. So, but man, I'm glad this topic was brought up to the table. I was excited to talk about it. I told you that, Megan, on Twitter
Yes.
too. So I was like, we definitely gotta talk about that. So Tony Khan, like
Do better.
hire a PR
Do
person,
better.
bro.
Do better. Like genuinely do better. As a man of color, Tony Khan, please do better.
That's true.
That's that's all I can say.
He's from my he's like from the country that's next to my country. I don't know if he speaks Urdu or whatnot.
Hmm.
But we could have a conversation. I talk to you and I can speak a little
Yes.
bit Urdu. Man, your dad stole my name too, so forget y'all. Anyways,
He did.
let's go to the next topic, man. Jaguars suck. Uh, let's talk about something
Nice
positive.
pick, Trevor
Yes.
Lawrence.
Let's talk about something positive, and we are going to talk about a super duper beautiful woman who is super duper talented in professional wrestling, who last week got her opportunity to shine like the star that she is, and that is a Miss B-Fab. And Drizzy, I'm so glad you decided to pick this topic because we stand B-Fab crazy over here, man.
We
Yes.
really do. We really do.
Break it down for
Um,
me, brother.
Sometimes life deals you a bad hand when it deals with wrestling creative. She has had one of the harder roads to getting to where she's at now. She's had to go through multiple variations of Hit Row, which if most people don't know, the original Hit Row was Brianna Brandy or B-Fab and MJ Jenkins. That was the original Hit Row. Then we get to the variation that was in the end of Black and Gold in the beginning of 2.0 You get Swerve, Top Dollar, Ashanti Adonis, and her. And I've always been fascinated with her because creatively she has always had just this aura, this vibe. The vibe, it's like it's in her name. She is the vibe. She has this just aura that screams, "I'm a star," and she has always found ways and more creative ways to be out there. Even when she was let go from the company, she still found ways to be relevant and out there. She was in for the culture show on WrestleMania weekend. I want to say in 2022, she has never stopped progressing in this industry. She has not taken no for an answer. So even when they made her change the gimmick, when they sat there and put her on TV before she was ready, even when she was put in the ring before she was ready, she never gave up. And I love the ambition. I love how much she has just has that never say die attitude. And it has just been such a pleasure to watch her over these last few years finally get what she needs to progress. Putting her with Bobby and the Prophets at first was one of the best things they could have ever done for her. And I feel like they truly mentored her and put their arms around her and brought her into where she should be at. And they've given her even more confidence. Like she had plenty of confidence before, but she has even more confidence now. And last night, look, not last night, last week, one of her best performances ever. Um, I say it just about every week on Twitter. I love B-Fab. That is always gonna be somebody I stand on Twitter and everywhere else. Anytime she's on TV, I'm there. I'll be up her front row with a B-Fab sign, and I'm just so happy that people backstage are seeing it now. The big wigs are seeing the work, and they're finally giving her time. That's all she needed was a little bit of time, and she's finally
Yeah.
getting it.
And yeah, man, I agree with you 100%. B-Fab is someone that I've definitely enjoyed from the beginning stages of the Hit Row faction. And like, man, she just like even my like I was watching I was showing my wife that because she was watching NXT 2.0 with me, NXT the end of the black and gold era, early parts of us dating, and she always liked Hit Row, and she always liked B-Fab. She's like, she looks so cool, like she's just got a real like cool, like I hate using the word aura, but I'll just say it, aura
Right.
No,
to her,
she's the
right?
definition. She is the definition of
Yeah,
an aura. She
Yeah.
is the vibe.
and
She is the vibe.
she's the vibe. And I showed her, I was like, oh, she's back, like she's wrestling again. And I showed her entrance. She's like, yo, she's like, she looks absolutely amazing. Her jacket looks great. Her music is dope. She's rapping on her music and all that. And like, it's one of those things like that last week, the entrance, the match was great too. She wrestled very well. She's improved a lot. But the entrance just stood out to me. Like
Mhm.
the confidence, the looking at the camera angles at the right way, the like just the presentation that they had with the production. It stuck. And I truthfully hope that this is the start of something for her where they actually give her an opportunity and a push. I'm a little confident in it because they did a lot of YouTube and social media stuff about her backstage and Gorilla, Triple H telling her that he's proud of her. And then obviously we saw everything with the Street Profits are starting to kind of get pushed a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting.
Right.
Yes. Listen, I'm just happy. It's the things that like these are the people I root for. The ones that don't get the time to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that I firmly am behind because, and like I said, I've been following her since she was dropping ciphers on
Yo,
YouTube with
she's the best. She was the best MC in
By
Hit Row.
far.
In
By
Hit Row.
even
far.
She's a
even
Not
better
close.
rapper than Swerve. Sorry,
Mm,
Swerve.
go
You're
no
okay.
go back
You
go back and
decent,
listen
Swerve, but
go back and listen to her
far.
stuff with Josiah Williams and Leo Rush.
not she had the
Absolutely
she
amazing.
had the I thought she had the best verse on the hit, like the theme song. I thought she had the best verse on that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Salute to Top Dollar. Top Dollar still, ducking me on the rap battle.
Yo, twin.
Twin ducking me on the rap battle. Top Dollar I'll say her, and then I'll say Dollar second. And I think Dollar would say the same thing too, respectfully. Because I will say this, man. AJ Francis is like been on interviews advocating, saying that why the hell do they not have B-Fab doing anything? Y'all have her, freaking use her. So I know he's smiling, happy for his former still bandmate, man. Groups don't never end, man. Groups don't ever end.
Yeah.
But any last words from y'all, Clark, Megan?
Well, I'll just say this really quickly. And I might sound like a WWE mark by saying this, but I don't care. I think B-Fab is the prime example of someone that they trust. It is going to be a star, and they are willing to take however much time it takes to build them up to being that star. And it's like you said, it doesn't matter how much a person can push you. You really have to come within yourself with that self-esteem. And maybe just by working with the likes of Natalia and other women backstage, just building her confidence in the ring, this is how she got to the place that she's at now. And the fact that she was even up to being one of the finalists or so, like she was up for the new title, the new mid-card women's title on SmackDown, just tells me that they have faith in who she is going to eventually be. So I'm just happy that although the four of them are separated, across the three brands, um, they all seem to be flourishing in their own right. With B-Fab on the main roster, Adonis on NXT, that little thing with Carmen that he got going on now, we don't know, little jungle fever, maybe, who knows,
Oh my gosh.
And then of course, you have Top Dollar. He's like literally taking over TNA, and then Swerve was your first black AEW champion. So, I'm just glad to see that the four of them are in their own respectful lanes and they're all doing well, and they're all with jobs because it's hard out here, and all four of them are working, and that's something really to be appreciative of. So I'm rooting for B-Fab. I am. I'm rooting for her.
For sure.
I'm rooting black.
Yeah, and also, I'll just put a shameless plug out there for the bro. I believe next weekend, AJ Francis does have a canned food drive in College Park, Maryland, at the University of Maryland. So, go out if you in the DMV. I'm gonna try to pop out to it if I have time to do so. But always doing great things, and I'm happy to see everyone flourish. All right, this next topic is a bit of a conspiracy theory topic, and
no, there's no conspiracy here. I've got it all dialed in.
You know what, man? We have the mad scientist Clark Taylor ready to break down his hypothesis that he's written down on one Orange Cassidy.
So I don't know if you guys are fans of jeans. I've never been a fan of jeans. Always tough fit wise, length wise. I've got short legs. It's an issue the whole way, mostly tailoring. Never loved them, but I will say one guy that's represented them fully throughout his entire career, that's an Orange Cassidy. And if you look at Orange Cassidy, when he wears his jeans, they reflect his emotions. And that's some of the brilliance. When it comes to fashion, men's fashion specifically, and trust me, I have read everything Esquire wrote about men's fashion, jeans wise, and whatnot. These are directly reflecting Orange's emotions. This man walks out in washed jeans. He's just sitting by the lockers hanging with his buddies trying to have a ham sandwich. If he walks out in black jeans, maybe he's a little bit more serious. At that moment, his emotions reflect seriousness. A dark wash, well, that changes things as well. He's equally serious, but he's also contemplating his future. Tan jeans, he's melancholy. I mentioned that on Thursday. He's melancholy when he wears tan jeans. I don't know what color jeans he's going to have to wear after this match at Full Gear on Saturday. This show may even come out after Full Gear. But I'm asking, nay, begging. Orange, it's time for orange jeans. Bust them out. The ultimate emotion. Bring the JanSport backpack, navy blue, as usual, the cool one, like all the cool kids had. Bring the JanSport backpack in navy, orange jeans, orange jean jacket, AEW World Champion. Book it. You heard it here first. Sunday Night Spotlight. Ironically, our colors are orange as well, but Shad, I will leave you with that.
It is interesting to see. The black denim that he has definitely is reminiscent of like my middle school days when everyone started like getting into that emo phase, bumping My Chemical Romance.
Pretty much screaming 90s alternative. My Chemical. We might even get into a little bit of. Yeah, it could be. We could dabble with a lot of different groups here when it comes to the black jeans in the late 90s.
Early Panic at the Disco, all of that.
Let's sit by the lockers and don't ask them any questions type of stuff.
Well, I do have to divert to somebody here because this is who you call your man. Megan,
my man.
Yes, as Orange Cassidy's wife, what do you have to say about this?
I don't know. I like that theory, and I think it's true. Look, he's been. First, it started with the music because everybody knows his theme song is Jane. It's kind of hippie. It's upbeat. It gets you in that mood. Going to the beach. Things like that. But he's been depressed. He lost his friends. One friend tried to kill him multiple times. Another friend, his career is practically over, and stuff. And he still walk around with their pictures and stuff. So he misses them. But all he wants to do is just make new friends and chill backstage. Like Clark said, eat a ham sandwich. But now, I don't know. You just have these people that come out and say, Thanos got the belt now. We need you to help us take him down. I don't know why they thought Orange was going to be the right choice. They looked at it like, hey, you beat him once, you can beat him again. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case for him tomorrow. I don't. I think we're going to witness a homicide. I'm really sad about it.
I think he might pull the upset, Megan. I've got a good feeling.
I hope he does.
Got a good feeling.
Because the Death Riders.
Anyone can do it. It's Orange.
The Death Riders go to Lowe's and just buy practical house things to attack people. Like we suffocating people in plastic bags and duct taping them.
They really do.
The only thing that's bothered me about that though is all week, Orange Cassidy, when he puts his own hands in his pockets, is basically an Olympic gymnast. He can do whatever he wants. But then suddenly when he gets his hands taped in his pockets, he's vulnerable and being punched. Why isn't he doing the same stuff as when he volunteers the hands in the pockets? That's all I'm asking. I'm like, just
are you trying to make sense? Are you trying to make sense of insanity?
I thought he had it. I was like, well, they just taped his hands in his pockets. That's where he's at his finest.
If y'all haven't watched The Daily this past week on Thursday, I would highly advise watching it because me, Clark, and Chaos reviewing that main event was like doing mental gymnastics.
He wears beige jeans when he's melancholy. That's my number one thing about Orange. That's the biggest takeaway.
Well, I will
He's
say
feeling
this.
melancholy. He wears beige jeans. I know it.
Those in the comments, obviously, y'all live in the future. Let us know if Clark is right or wrong in the comments after you watch this, because this airs after Full Gear, but we will
No,
be
they're gonna
watching
be
Full Gear all
Yeah.
together.
they're gonna be red jeans. They're gonna be red jeans because
Yeah.
Mox is literally going to destroy him.
Oh
I mean,
no!
if they're orange to start, they could
Please
be red.
pray
Don't do
for
that.
just pray for my husband and his recovery. Probably won't see him for a while after this match, but you know, just pray that he heals physically and mentally, because I already know John is gonna put him through it.
He
Unless
definitely is.
I think he's gonna have to duck, and dive, dodge, duck, and dive. Right?
do you
Dodgeball.
think
Dodge, duck, and
do
dive.
you think there's a chance that Trent could probably come help?
Trick? Not from NXT. You mean Swerve?
I said
Trent. She said Trent.
Trent. Oh, Trent. I thought you said Trick for a second. I was like, wait, no, I don't think
Trent,
Trick Williams will.
Trent
But
Beretta.
no, yes,
You
Trent
think
Beretta.
Trent will help?
I would actually love that. That would be the coolest. It would be really cool if Sue pulled up in the minivan. I would give anything for that.
I want her
Can
to
we
do a drive by in the
consider Sue's
minivan.
feelings during this?
Just run people down?
Sue was driving these fellows to matches for years on end. Then they all turn on each other. What do you think she thinks of this? Probably providing dinners, maybe even lunches.
She might be enjoying retirement.
Orange is innocent. He ain't turned on nobody.
They broke her minivan,
Orange
and she had nothing to do with it. She was just
they
a driver.
turned on him. They turned on him.
They did. If Trent helped Orange, that'd be the coolest thing ever. I would actually love that. To be my genuine answer, Megan,
He should.
I would love to see Trent or Chuck. Just help him. They're best friends.
Chuck can't do anything. Chuck is out of commission.
Did they ever say what happened to Chuck?
He broke his whole back. Spinal.
Yeah, he's got some sort of like serious injury. Thing is this, I'm basing off of like what has not been publicly said, but has been reported per the sheets that never get clean, which is kind of nasty when you think about
But
it.
we don't do that here.
Bad sheets.
No. Let's get to this. Let's get to the last topic. And this is my topic actually, because I want to spotlight somebody that, you know, being from the DMV, did something that you usually get at the DMV, and that's getting an ID. But she got ID'd yesterday at the Freelance Wrestling in Clark's hometown, Chicago, and that is a Miss Smiley Kylie Ray. I just want to spotlight her and give her props because I've been a Kylie Ray fan for a while. You know, I got a Pikachu hat right over here. You know, she always had the fly Pokemon gear. But this is someone who was one of the first AEW signings. Obviously, things didn't work out. Asked for her release, was granted. It worked independence, worked in TNA for a little bit. You know, did a whole lot of stuff, stepped away. I think she had a baby, if I'm not mistaken, and was out for a little bit. You know, was thinking about maybe retiring, but recently came back into the independent scene and then is getting an opportunity to be part of the WWE ID program. I'm hoping this leads to her getting signed to WWE. I think Kylie Ray has been a somewhat seasoned vet in the independent scene of professional wrestling for a little bit now. Obviously, she's talented. AEW signed her out the gate in their first wave of signings. And, you know, incredible, charismatic, a lovable babyface, such a bubbly, happy-going personality, great in ring. Like, she kind of fits and checks all the boxes that is what a professional wrestler does. And I'm at a point where I'm happy that she's kind of getting this opportunity, and she looked so happy yesterday. It was a dope video that I saw of them announcing to her in her hometown. But I would even just sign her in the NXT, man. Like, I think she's that damn good and that damn talented, and I think she'd fit in like a glove. I mean, I remember she did like a main event taping in like 2021, 2022, before she was out of commission for a little bit. So this is just someone that's really talented, man. If y'all aren't hip to her, look her up on YouTube, man. She's got a series of matches. She's done wrestle some of your favorites, the likes of Jordan Grace and many, many more. Yeah, I'm hyped for it, man. I'm hyped for her. I hope this is something that helps her get an opportunity to, wrestle in the WWE, even if it's for a little bit, man, because I think good people deserve good things to happen for us. So definitely want to spotlight Miss Smiley Kylie Ray.
Deservedly so, Shoddy. I mean, you said my hometown, Chicago. She's an Oak Forest softball legend. That's just a fact. We know that. North suburbs, it's Kylie Ray. Deservedly so. And ID, not good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. NXT, and I was not trying to rip a bar there, but that did all accidentally rhyme. Odd scheme. But I'm just saying. Kylie Ray, man, dude, so good. Chicago legend. Like you said, done great work in the DMV, done great work in AEW, done great work on the independent scene, done great work every time she straps up to professionally wrestle. And this is beyond deserved when it comes to ID. I'd go a step further and sign her to a full-blown deal every day of my life.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think, like, to me, this is like the first notable signing that I've seen getting ID'd. Like,
biggest
everyone,
name.
It's the biggest name because this is someone who's been like, I mean, it's a former AEW wrestler. How y'all want to, this is a former NWA wrestler, a former TNA, like, she's wrestled in all the big promotions. She's wrestled in WWE technically, to be honest with you, because she did a main event taping. So this is someone that is got a little bit more stain on her name, and I guess this is the one that is a little bit surprising because I'm not gonna lie to you, in respect to a lot of these young superstars, and I'm getting hip to a lot of them after I'm hearing about them getting ID'd. A lot of them I'm not that hip to, right? Some of these people I don't know. Some of the people I do know, like I know Zeta still, but some of the people I don't know too well. And Zara Zucker is another person we talked about. I'm hip to her. It seemed like the women's they signing may have a little bit more names than the dudes that they're signing. To be real with you, so
that is actually, I think, a fair assessment. And I will say also on in her defense, she's born in '92.
Really, she's
a year younger than me. Kaylee Ray is a year younger than me. She's 32 years old.
Oh, she's 90. So she's 92, bro.
She's 92. Yeah, like, we come through in 92. I'm born in 91 though. But either way, my sister's 94, which freaks me out, but that's not here nor there. She's 32 years old, which is still young.
What you mean freaked out, bro? I saw.
Oh, it always bugs me. I'm like,
Carmelo,
you're 30, like, ugh.
I watched the interview of Carmelo Anthony and Miro. They got their podcast, and they had his son on the show because he was announcing where he's going to go to school. Man, that boy was born in 2007, yo.
That is wild.
He's almost 18, bro. Like, what the heck is going on?
As a University of Kansas guy, I freak out about the guys born in 2007 that commit for basketball. I'm like, yes.
Like, do you know the strange looks people give you when you say you were born in 19 anything?
Yeah, like
19 what? 1909? Because I know I'm the only one here.
Okay.
That got an 8 in my birth year.
No,
oh,
I do.
Driz does too.
Okay.
We got a tie game there.
We 80 baby.
Yeah, I'm 92. I'm early 90s.
You guys saw the 80s. I'm actually kind of bitter at you guys. I wanted to see that. I felt like I would have been better off as an 80s
I have
baby.
no recollection of the 80s though.
Yeah, I was literally a baby.
little recollections, maybe. I don't know.
I got like 3 years.
Yeah, my brother, he's 10 years older than me, so he lived like his childhood through the 80s. So
I was technically at
Mhm.
the Jordan switch hands game in '91 because my mom was pregnant and she was in the third row.
Oh, she watched it
um,
happen. So technically,
So I
if
was
she
there.
watched it happen, that
I
means
was
you
at the
watched it
game. I'll
happen.
tell you what.
Mhm.
it's a fact. But man, man, that's all the time we have though, man. This has been a very fun episode. I
Yeah.
love when we get to do these standard episodes. You know, we done blessed y'all with a lot of interviews, and I'm not gonna lie to you, if you haven't watched the interviews that we've done, talk about Ethan Allen. I'm talking about Kalena Capri. I'm talking about you
Go
know,
down the rabbit hole. Jocelyn
all the ones, Jocelyn
Navarro,
Navarro, Mr.
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 K,
K,
Amazing.
Mr.
Mr.
Mr. K.
Amazing.
Amazing.
No, we haven't had Mr. Amazing on Spotlight, so we do have
I'm
to get him
sorry.
on Spotlight.
Taylor Brooks.
Yeah,
We haven't got.
she
No,
had been on
we
top.
we
What
we had them on
They've
the
been on.
Wrong
They weren't off
show.
there.
off the air. Yeah, no, we definitely got to get them. But we had Alex Kane, um, Nina
Jocelyn
Samuels,
Navarro.
Jocelyn Navarro, the good people at IAW, man, Irvin Legend, Tony, all of them, man. Like
Oh
we
yeah, in
had
our
a
recent interview,
yeah,
Ethan Allen.
Ethan Allen,
Did he,
dope
did
interview
he,
by the
did
way.
he win the did he
Yep.
win the match?
Nah, they lost. They lost last week. I
Yeah.
think shout outs to Progress too. I think it's
Wow.
Leon Slater versus Luke Jacobs this weekend, right?
Ooh,
No doubt.
Yeah,
I believe
I
it
mean,
is.
I think they're
okay.
having that. Hey,
Monster
Progress, we're
shout
giving
out
you.
progress. But
Giving you
Carnivore, remember, you're actually too small for us. Sorry, edit that out.
all right, yo. Jesus Christ, we out, man. In the words of Jay Uso, deuces. Oh my God.